Hey hey!
Olá!
Today we're going to be taking a look at and giving our first impressions for the game, Captain Flip. Captain Flip is a 2 to 5 player push your luck tile placement game from PlayPunk, published in 2024, with an estimated playtime of around 20 minutes. Design is by Remo Conzadori and Paolo Mori, with art by Jonathan Aucomte. The aim of the game is to form your crew by pulling tiles from a bag, with the option to flip it once if you don't like what you just drew. The tile then gets placed into your player board, resolving any possible immediate effects from one of the 9 unique characters you might have drawn. First to complete 4 columns triggers the end of the game, with the player who has the most gold being declared the winner.
In the box you'll find 72 double-sided character tiles, with each side showing one of 9 unique characters, 58 coins made up of various denominations, 1 large treasure map token, 1 cloth bag, 3 player aids in English and Spanish, 1 rule book, again in both languages, 10 double-sided adventure boards providing 5 boards for all 4 maps. Map A, the pirate ship, Map B, the Kraken, Map C, the raft, and Map D, the desert island. The box has an insert to separate out the tokens and player boards, which is nice and illustrated. The tile and token quality is nice and solid. We just wish the player boards themselves could have been a bit thicker. Maybe even the same robustness as the tokens.
I was really surprised with this one. It's not that I didn't think I'd like it, but I didn't think I'd like it so much.
Yeah, me too.
The game is nice and quick, so quick we ended up being able to play all 4 maps in one go. Making our way through the rulebook was a breeze, with the bulk of the gameplay rules being on just one page. The component quality on the tiles and coins is really nice. They're chunky and feel good. I do wish the player board quality was a bit better though. They seem a bit on the thin side, and I worry a bit how they'd hold up over time. We've already discussed the possibility of laminating them to solve this.
Yes, I wish the player boards were thicker. And when I was punching the tiles and coins, I damaged one of them.
The tile bag is a nice touch, but could have been a bit better quality. Ours has a few loose strands, so we'll need to trim that off to avoid further damage down the line. My hand has already gotten caught in them a few times already during our games.
Well, I think we might change it to a bigger and better one eventually.
Yep, that'd be cool. I really like the gameplay. The variations in the characters and how they can affect the score is fun. The gunner, for example, gives a really strong 5 gold, but if you end up with 3 at the end of the game, you lose completely, which Joanna was able to notice in one of our games, and so forced the game to end before I had a chance to flip the gunner back over.
I think I didn't have any other option there, because you would have won had I not done it. I like the push your luck side of it, when you have to decide to place that side of the tile or risk it for a biscuit and flip it and you cannot go back to the first option. And sometimes they are not good biscuits.
Yep, I've been stung a few times by flipping the tile.
And I like it that it will depend on your luck too. Like, it depends on where you place your tiles, yes, but the tile you get is randomly taken from the bag. So you can win or lose, not just depending on your skills to play the game, but it depends on your luck too. So there's a fun balance between the two, making it a not so serious game in that regard. Like, you will not be super upset if you lose. Or at least I don't.
I'm not sure if I have a favourite map yet, but all of them seemed fun. I like the variation in the bonuses you get when completing some of the columns. The parrot tile is cool, as it lets you draw 1 extra tile straight away. It will also deduct 1 point at the end of the game if it's still on your board, so you have to be careful there. Though that's never been much of a deterrent for me not to use it. I think the benefit outweighs the risk, and perhaps the parrot tile could have been a bit more punishing on the gold deduction.
Oh, one thing I think it's missing. There are only 3 player aids, but the game is for 5 players, so people have to share player aids. There could be 1 player aid per person, in my opinion. In our case, it's going to be fine the majority of times we play, because we usually play just the 2 of us. So we play side by side and share 1 player aid. But it could be different and more awkward if we play with more people. Well, it's not a matter of if, because we will definitely bring this game to a game night.
Yep, in which case we could photocopy some more player aids should we find it becomes an issue when teaching new folks.
I appreciate that this is a really easy to learn, quick to set up, and easy to play game that I will probably play with the kids. It's a really good gateway game, another good addition to our collection, and I think that it will stay in it for a good while.
For me, it's a perfect filler game too. The gameplay is so quick and intuitive that it'll be nice to play in between larger games at the table. The setup is so easy, you just chuck all the player tiles into the bag, hand out a player board, and you're ready to go. So yeah, that's been Captain Flip and our first impressions on the game. If this sounds like a game you'd be interested in, you can also find it on Board Game Arena available to try, though please note it requires a premium membership to start a table. We've been Board Game Beans.
You've been you.
Have a lovely day and
Happy gaming!